Where's the camera? Okay, over here. I'm trying a new system for these videos. Authenticity is the theme for June. So you're seeing the real me. I think you've always been seeing the real me, but I tried a new thing on my hair this morning and I'm not crazy about it. You gotta try new things, like new systems for recording. Yes, my hair over the microphone. I apologize for that. See, got a microphone. What doesn't change though is this. Coming here. This is one of my favorite city parks, but unfortunately in the summertime they have concerts here and the energy changes. So this is probably one of the last videos I'll be able to make here for the summer. In fact, I even stopped coming here during the summer because the energy does change. That's what this video is about though. As you can see, the forest holds frequency. I'm sure you can imagine, and when it's not busy, it prevails. And when it is busy, it kind of prevails too, depending on what the busyness is. I mean, there's a lot of cars, as you can see, and there's diggers. What they actually do for these concerts, I'm sorry about the waviness, is that they lay down a false ground. And of course they bring in all the portaloos and they have all of the stage equipment, and it's an awful lot for the forest to deal with. So I kind of feel that, you know, me and this forest, we have a deal. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? So I'll be sending an energy when it's going through all of this change for the concerts, because I'm sure you're well aware yourself, you know, when you get a music festival, all kinds of shenanigans going on in the bushes, people bringing substances and people having crises and arguments and drinking and pissing everywhere. That's not what this video is about. I'm sorry to digress. Anyway. People come to forests for their health and well-being, you know, as well as the walking, getting out in fresh air. There's something else going on in a forest. The forest holds a frequency. I just think you'd rather look at the trees than me. Forests hold frequency. They hold it in their leaves, in the branches. I'm sure you can imagine, if this is how busy the canopy is looking above the ground, all of the roots of all of these great beings under the ground mingling together to form a network. A network where scientists are only just realizing they all can talk to each other. But if you imagine that network underfoot, you can see you're really held above, held here in the middle, and held below. And the way frequency works is whatever frequency you are, when you go into a space like this, it affects your frequency. Now, just to be clear, you have a holographic blueprint. Your soul essence is you. And that is you and always you. The essence of you won't change in a forest, but the frazzly bits on the outside will. The emotions, the stress, you know, the ungroundedness. There's a car. Wow, great activity going on today. The ungroundedness, all of that will be affected. And what it usually can do for you is help you feel held, lower you, bring you down and bring you in so that you feel more grounded. Grounding is the name of the game here. Here I am with my mad hair again. I wanted to just bring you to a different spot. Do you feel held in a place like this? Do you feel the difference? Okay, it's a rugby pitch. It's wide open and exposed, right? Now, I have to say the earth is humming here. It's beautiful. But it's got a very different feeling to a forest, hasn't it? Whereas it could take you several hours lying on the grass in a place like this. Let's say come back to yourself after something traumatic, or just managing your own nervous system. Even with a garden, and you can see there's a lovely garden in here, even with a garden there's more life to hold you. That's why people in cities aren't held as well as they are in the country by nature, because of frequency. Because of the frequency around us. What are we picking up in the city? It's frequency of other people, frequency of busyness. You almost want to put yourself in a bubble, don't you? And maintain and monitor your own frequency. Well, you can. You can do that, but you need to know how. And the good news is, I'm going to be teaching that. Yes, this is what the video is for, but I'm not going to do any more here. I'd rather tell you more when I'm back surrounded by trees. The energy is already different here as I'm coming back inside. Some of you who are in Dublin now might know where this park is, especially as I've mentioned concerts. So I've been watching some of these guys on YouTube where they do their camping trips and all of that, and they set up their camera and show themselves doing stuff, and I'm like, I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience for that. I mean, I could put my camera on this gate and walk away and walk forward. You can see me walking off into the distance. But, you know, I'm a teacher. Here, no, it's not about looking pretty. It's about being real. So I don't know if you want to just take a minute and connect back into the trees and the water, which also holds frequency. And there's a deeper sense of stillness and calm. So you've probably heard of the Japanese forest bathing, where you just basically go and lie down on the ground in the forest. In Victor's Way in Wicklow, he's made forest bathing tables, so you can climb up on the table and go sleep there. And what happens to you is you go into the forest, right? And you're bringing your worry, your stress, your anxiety, your nerves. And as you start to relax, it's like they just dissolve away, because the forest frequency is here and your frequency is there. And so what happens is documented in physics, would you believe? It's called entrainment. And you slowly move up to match the forest. To match the forest. It's a phenomenon that can happen with women all living together in the same house, or their cycles in train. You have one strong woman, everybody shifts their period cycle and they all get their period at the same time. I suppose it's good in a way, so if there's any arguments to be had, you can clear it all once a month. That's why I love the forest so much, because, you know, when you're working with a lot of people and you're living surrounded by people, you come to somewhere where there's no people and allow yourself to surrender and let the forest lift you. So, Those are kind of basic principles. And I talked about you being able to do this for yourself anywhere you are. Now, obviously, it's great to feel held. Oh, I love this. Look at this. It's great to feel held and it's great to feel supported. But I'm offering that to you as well. So my offering is this July 17th for 2 hours. It's a workshop where I teach you how to do energy healing for yourself. Isn't that stunning? Look at that. Ripples of calmness out into the world. You will become those ripples when you can tune your energy in to the frequency of healing, and everything gets affected by you. I couldn't have asked for a better illustration from nature just there right in front of me. You see, here's the thing, we're not necessarily naturally tuned into these higher frequencies that we can then entrain ourselves to them, hence coming to the forest, why being here is so relaxing, because it's holding the frequency. But what energy healers have learned over the time, particularly since Mikhail Usui 1920s, which is 100 years ago, discovered the frequency of Reiki, or let's just say Reiki discovered him. I think Reiki discovered him. That frequency came in and tuned him into it. That's called attunement. And then he lifted his frequency and he learned how to hold it there, how to hold it now. In the world that we're living in right now, it's very hard to hold. I mean, it's imperative for healers and people who are around people to come to forests and take their quiet time so that they can untangle themselves from other people's frequencies and reconnect to something higher up. So let's see if I can find somewhere to put the camera down so I can talk to you specifically about what I'm going to be doing and why it's important. Well, this is kind of cool. Look, hands-free. I'm going to keep fixing it. It's never going to be right. Okay. So you can ask, please connect me to the highest frequency of energy healing that I can hold today. And so there's you, and here's the energy, and it lifts you. And it flows through you, and it lifts you, right? But just as Reiki attuned Usui to a higher frequency, the highest frequency that you can hold is the highest frequency that you have felt. You need to tune into it. And so what I'm going to be doing in July is attuning, or tuning in people to an even higher frequency. And now look, we don't have scientific equipment, so I'm not going to say it's higher than Reiki. What I am going to say is that this is a healing energy for our times now. It came to me while I was in Morocco, and it's refining and refining every time I offer attunements. It's from the sun, and I call it the golden healing light. So this means you don't need to go to a forest in order to lift your own energy field, in order to release those heavy emotions, in order to feel safe and calm and relaxed. You don't need something around you to hold that for you, because you tune into it and you lift into it, and then it permeates you and it lifts you. And even better than that, you could make a ball of light and send it to your friend, send it to your family. You can see them really small and surround them with it so that you make a bubble around them. So anyone that is suffering, anyone that's sick, pets, plants. Now I know some of you are worried about food, so you can put this energy, you tune into it, put it through you, in out your hands and around your food. And it lifts your food before you eat it. You can change, okay, you can buy a cheap bottle of nasty wine and you can put the energy in and it changes it to a really fancy, smooth, expensive wine. I know, it's funny. Why would a healer want to drink wine? Because sometimes a healer wants to drink wine. We are human. I have no judgment. You know, we have to do what we do to be here, because it's hard to be here. It's hard to be here, particularly when there's so much suffering going on, particularly when we feel so helpless. But when you have access to a healing energy, you do not feel as helpless, because there is something you can do. What's that? Well, you ask to be connected to the highest frequency of energy healing that you can hold, and bring it in, and you lift up. Just like those ripples in the pond, in the lake, you're doing that with the consciousness, with the energy field. Your energy field touches everybody that you know. Your energy field touches anyone you ever met in your entire life. And here's a sweet deal, right? I think, 6 degrees of separation. Do you ever hear of that? I think we're down to 2 or 3 degrees now. So through everyone you know, wait till you hear this, through everybody you know or have ever met, you know everybody in the world, because they will know somebody who knows that person. So you've got access to everything. And if you imagine like the trees and the roots all intermingled with each other, our energies are all mingled. So what you want to do is lift yourself out of those heavy ones of guilt and shame and anger, the cognitive dissonance that's coming through now, the people who are clinging on for dear life to their guilt and their shame because that's who they recognize themselves as. That's not what's the truth. The truth is that we lift, that we are light, that we have energy, that we can have bounteous energy to share with everyone. And I'm teaching this. So I hope you'll join me. My neck is not enjoying this angle, so I'll go find somewhere else for the last part of this video, and I thank you so much if you're still watching me. So you're supposed to end these types of videos with a call to action, and I'm not very good at sales. So my main call to action for you is anytime you feel anxious, worried, ungrounded, sad beyond, overwhelm, any emotions that you're finding very difficult, for you to ask, please connect me to the highest frequency of energy that I can hold today, and to allow it to come through your body, and visualize yourself in a bubble getting bigger and bigger until you feel better, until you feel as if the forest is holding you. That's my main call to action, because that's what I want for the world. I want people to feel better, and I want people to be empowered enough to know that they can make themselves feel better, not waiting for someone else to do it for them. So if you don't have a bus or a car or a handy forest near you, you can just do that. Please, can I connect to the highest frequency of energy healing that I can hold today? And I'll put that, in the comments, that statement, write it down, carry it with you. Now, you can't really do it while you're multitasking and doing lots of other things. You need to give this your complete attention, and I know that's hard these days. I have a second call to action, guys. As I move this sticky plant out of my leg, it's can you see it's got all kind of thorns and stuff on it. Anyway, I'm offering Attunement in July. I think I said that at the beginning of this video, to the golden healing light. So first of all, before I go into all the benefits and what I'm offering you, I want to say to you up front, it is pay what you can afford, which basically means it starts at €10. So you can pay from €10 to €110 to €1,000 if you want to. You pay me what you can afford and what you think this will be worth to you. And remember, as the ripple in the pond, it's not just you that's going to receive. It'll be everybody you live with, everybody on the street, everybody you're family with. As that ripple goes outwards, your frequency will be up and you will lift everybody up. And yes, this is a watch, because we can transform anything when we are in our power. I like the watch. I can change it to look at my favorite flowers or to calculate my activity levels. Keeps me moving, keeps me doing stuff. So if you come and join me, you can pay what you can afford. 17th of July for the live, But if you can't make the time and space when I'm doing it, you can listen to the replay. It'll all be in there. What I'll be doing is I'll be teaching you the basics of energy healing, teaching you how to connect to the golden healing energy and connecting you so that once it's in your field, your energy, you'll be able to tune into it. It's like a radio that hasn't been tuned in, I'll tune you in. Those people who have already done this workshop with me, they keep coming back. Sharper and a sharper and a sharper signal every time you tune in a little bit cleaner, you tune in a little bit sharper, you know. I'll also be giving away a free PDF copy of my very first book, which is called Energy Healing for Everyone, and that's the book that Hay House loved so much and got me in to write Energy Healing Basics / Made Easy, because they rebranded it, so Energy Healing Made Easy, and I've done a training course for them. Don't say anyone that they're charging a lot of money for. I'll be doing everything in this pay what you can afford 2-hour workshop where you get to keep the replay, where you get to get my book, where you will then, on top of all of that, be invited to my secret private Telegram group just for the golden healers, where you will meet other golden healers. But what's beautiful about that is you can start talking about how your life is changing because you're dealing with what's up here and not with what's down there. Because the more you do this, the more you raise, the more energy you bring in, your world will change. And so you'll be saying, oh my God, I just met a friend of mine I haven't seen in 20 years. Oh my gosh, someone just had a fight with me and broke up with me that I didn't even know. Because you're letting go of what's heavy and you're connecting to what's lighter, and everything in your life will come in at a different level. That's where we're going, guys. We are going to different level lifetime, higher frequency energy lifetime. And I will come in to the secret private group and we will do healing requests. So we've had people come in saying my great-grandchild is having surgery, my daughter is going to do her exams, can everybody send energy? And everybody sends energy to everyone, and it's our own community of light, and we do global healing for the world. I might even pop in there at the end of the summer and say, please can we send some healing to my favorite park as it recovers from having all of the concerts and music festivals. And it comes back to itself again, because the park, I feel it's a synergy. It helps me, and then we can heal it, and we can send healing to all the land and all the trees, all the animals, and all of that. So if you want to be a healer, if you want to learn how to do energy healing on yourself, and even if you don't have much money, it's pay what you can afford, 17th of July, and I hope to see you there. Now hang on, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I will come by myself and answer them. Or you can email me, and I'll leave my email in the description of this video as well. So I hope to see you, because together what we're doing is creating a collective frequency shift of our collective, so that the entire collective, everyone you know, everyone you love, can lift up, and there'll be no more war, and you can look at a person and see the beauty of that person. And yes, they might have eccentricities, yes, they might not agree with you and everything, but you can see the person underneath it all. And that's what we all are to each other. We are all here together, going through this together. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you sign up for my workshop, and I'll speak to you in the comments.